Happy Monday to all of you out there in social media world. This is, yes, Brother Dana coming to you from Chicago. This video that I'm doing today is really, well, as far as my other ones as well, but is really geared towards my white family members in this country. For them to watch, first of all, this interview that was done with Miss Van Dyke, and the link I have attached. So if you're watching this video, you may at this point want to watch the interview first and then come on back to me. But I want to use this video to expose not her, but to expose white America's depth of ignorance on our racism or our prejudice, our white privileged superiority complex of thinking. And so in doing that, when I watched this video, I wrote down various answers that she gave. And I'm just pointing them out for this point that we as white Americans are so rooted in discrimination and oppression and prejudice and white superiority and privilege that we're ignorant even when we speak to how that affects and hurts our black family and our black family members. And so this interview took place just a day or two prior to his court procedures. And like I said, he was found guilty. He was found guilty of second-degree murder, as well as guilty in 16 counts of aggravated battery with a firearm. So this interview was taken just prior to that. And now we know that, as you will see, her worst nightmare concerning her husband did come to pass. And so when you watch this video, you'll understand. But she was asked, Ms. Van Dyke, some questions. And number one was just kind of her fear of with her husband and her children. And in her answering that, she said, "I fear that I may lose my husband." And if she or us only recognized that this is a daily fear of every black woman, every black wife, even every black mother in this nation, that they may lose their husband, lose their son, lose their father, not because of a shooting, not because of anything other than their skin is black. She went on to say that she fears and is saddened that her children will have no father and that Jason Van Dyke will not have the privilege of being with his grandchildren. I know of hundreds of young black children that do not have a father, and their children will never be able to meet their grandfather simply because they're dead, they're in prison, because our society has set up that so that we have removed the father from their children. So that again is a common thing that our black children are facing on an absolute daily basis. She then said that even her innocent 12-year-old daughter has been bullied in school, where on her desk somebody wrote, "Your father is a murderer." That saddens me when any innocent child has to suffer the consequences of adult behavior. But do you understand that our innocent black children, white family members, suffer this type of bullying on a daily basis, and they've gone through it for generations and generations, 400 years to be exact. It's a common thing for our black children to be bullied across society, not just in school, but in every arena that they enter, even into their homes. She went on to say that one thing her husband no longer liked to do was to go out into public because he gets looks and stares and stuff from people. Don't you understand? Our black family, when they're in public, get looks and stares and threats from all of us. So that again is a normal, everyday occurrence for our black family in this country. She also said that due to the media, that she believes that her husband will not have a fair trial, and that they have portrayed her husband as an animal, and she specifically said portrayed her husband as a trigger happy racist cop. Do you know again that our black family members are scrutinized and judged and made through media and through the teaching in this country that they too are monsters? And whenever, except for maybe a couple times in these last few years, whenever has our black family members been given a fair trial? When has not the court system been set up for them to be found guilty? It's an everyday occurrence for our black brothers and sisters in this country. She's afraid that her husband will get killed in prison. Do you understand that our black family members are afraid that one of their family members will get killed in life just for living? Just simply because they drive black, or they go to a store black, or they go to a park black, or they barbecue black, or they sit in a car waiting for their husband black. They fear being killed at all times. It's an everyday occurrence for our black family members. She went on to say that if we sat down with him, we would understand that he is a kind, gentle giant, and he is not a racist. Well, to my white family members, if you would take the moment to sit down with our black family members, you would understand that they too are gentle giants. You would understand too that they are not racist, or they're not monsters, or they're not here to seek, kill, and destroy us. But all they want is equality, of which we have. She also said that there's not a racist bone in his body. Well, that already stirred me up, because there is not one white person in this country that does not have some type of a racist bone in their body. It is impossible for us not to have a racist bone in our body, because the only way you and I will know where we have racism is when we put ourselves in a situation where we are the minority amongst our black brothers and sisters. And so even myself, with the experience in the years that I've had living with my black brothers and sisters, as you go on and share these things, it lets me know that you have more racism in you than you even think, as well as your husband. Why? Because there's no way we don't have any racism in us. And your next words were that her husband works with African Americans. That saying that white people use all the time, I'm not racist, I got a black friend. Black friend where you've never been where he's been. A black friend where you don't hear what he has to say. A black friend that's always coming to you. A black friend that lives in your white world. Have you ever been a white person living in a black world where you can learn what inside of you is racist? Went on to say that to confirm that he's not a racist, he has a brother-in-law that is African American. Again, just because I have a black friend doesn't mean I'm no longer a racist. And that there's lots of mixture in their family, including a Latino stepmother. She went on to say that she believes he did his job. He did what the police department trained him to do. If a police department has trained you to put 16 bullets into a body, there's something wrong. I'm sorry, there's something wrong. I cannot believe that they taught you or any of us to put 16 bullets into an individual's body. Again, us whites think that the way we are and what we're doing in this society is correct. This is how we've been trained. Well, it's time that we become untrained. She believes he was set up by those in our city that lie above him. Guess what? Our black brothers and sisters are set up on a daily basis by those of us who reside above them. Yes, us, white America. And then she went on to say that something they do is that they pray. They pray daily. They pray all the time for that family. Not, we pray all the time for the Laquan family, for what took place. No, they pray for that family. Again, when there is a sincerity, and let me not make a judgment, but where I believe that something has really grabbed your heart, you can never refer to them as a that. But you would refer to them as a Laquan McDonald family. She went on to say that they go to church. Well, a lot of my black brothers and sisters that we arrest on a daily basis, and we have destroyed their reputation and their value and who they are, go to church too, but we don't seem to care. And she said that they say prayers constantly. And then she was asked, as a mom, what would you like to say to the mom? And her words were, it would be one of the greatest hurts. It would hurt, and I can only say I pray for her. That's our problem in white America. We never look at our black brothers and sisters and say, I'm sorry. I'm absolutely sorry. I am sorry that you have to experience what you are experiencing. I am sorry that you had to bury your son with 16 bullets in his body. I am sorry that we haven't sat down to listen to you. I am sorry that we have judged you. I am sorry that we have mistreated you. I am sorry that we have oppressed you. I am sorry that we haven't listened to your cries. I am sorry. How can we repay? So I was just using this interview not as a way to critique Miss Van Dyke, but a way to use this as an example to critique my white family's hearts, to critique our hearts as white family members, to reveal to you, my white brothers and sisters in this country, that we are way more racist than we think we are, even when we're trying to be nice. There's no way you can hide what's really in our hearts, because the mouth flows from the overflow of the heart. And we are in an age that ignorance can no longer be an excuse for our racist behavior. I posted the link so that you can see the video. And I just thank you for tuning in. And this message today was just really for my white family. And I know that I describe my black family as black. But in these videos, I use terms that I apologize may be a little offensive at times or not quite accurate towards you, my Hebrew brothers and sisters, and those of you in this country that are of black or darker skin than I am. But I also have to use a language so that my white family understands who I'm specifically talking to, so that they can specifically acknowledge, repent, and repay. So thank you for tuning in. Remember, you can get me at onelovesociety.love. And I welcome any of your feedback and your comments. But if you want to make sure I get it, please go to my website and fill out there a contact form, which will go directly to my email address so that I can respond to you as soon as possible. I appreciate you for tuning in. And I appreciate you for the love and the support that you have given me over these past couple of years since we've been getting to know each other. So until we talk again, I'll see you later.